Welcome to About Our World. Today we delve into the inspiring life of Mahatma Gandhi, born Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi on the 2nd of October 1869. Our journey begins in the coastal city of Porbandar, India, where a young Mohandas first opened his eyes to the world. As the youngest of three siblings, he was born into a family of modest means. His father, Karamchand Gandhi, served as the Diwan, or Chief Minister of Porbandar, while his mother, Putlibai, was a deeply religious woman who had a profound influence on young Mohandas. At the tender age of 13, Mohandas was wed to Kasturba Makhanji in a marriage arranged by their parents, as was customary in India at the time. Together, they would go on to have four sons, Harilal, Manilal, Ramdas and Devdas. Despite the responsibilities of early marriage, Mohandas was known to be a shy and unassuming boy, often avoiding the limelight. His academic life was unremarkable, quite contrary to the extraordinary life that lay ahead. In school, he was an average student with no particular inclination towards any subject. His teachers often noted his reticent nature, with one reportedly remarking, "He was so shy that he would run home from school because he could not bear to talk to anybody." Despite these early struggles, the seeds of greatness were being sown. The values of truth, non-violence and compassion, instilled in him by his mother, would later form the foundation of his philosophy and actions. These principles, coupled with his experiences, would shape him into the man who would alter the course of history. From these humble beginnings, little did anyone know that this shy boy would go on to leave an indelible mark on the world. In his late teens, Gandhi sailed to England to study law at University College London. It was a voyage into a different world, one that would challenge his traditional Indian upbringing and present him with new perspectives. Once in England, young Gandhi found himself in a struggle to fit in. He was a young man from a small Indian town, suddenly surrounded by the grandeur of British society. The cultural chasm was vast, and Gandhi felt the pressure to bridge it. In his quest to adapt, he took up the Western lifestyle, even going so far as to take lessons in dancing and violin. Yet despite these efforts, he remained a square peg trying to fit into a round hole. Upon completing his law degree, Gandhi returned to India in 1891, filled with the hope of establishing a successful legal practice in Bombay. However, the reality that awaited him was far from his expectations. His attempts to set up a legal practice were met with repeated failures. His lack of courtroom experience and the inability to cross-examine witnesses left him floundering. But these trials and tribulations served as a crucible, shaping and moulding Gandhi. It was during this time that he developed a keen interest in social and political matters, a spark that would later ignite into a flame of activism. As a lawyer, Gandhi yearned to make a difference, to serve justice and uphold the law. Yet the path he had chosen seemed to lead him further away from this goal. Little did he know that these initial setbacks were just preparing him for a greater journey, a journey that would transform him from a simple lawyer to a guiding light for millions. Destiny, however, had other plans for Gandhi, leading him to South Africa, where his political activism truly began. In 1893, Gandhi moved to South Africa to work as a legal representative for an Indian merchant. This was a crucial turning point in his life, a chapter that would last for 21 years, during which he was repeatedly subjected to racial discrimination and prejudice. One particular incident stands out, marking a significant shift in Gandhi's life. He was thrown out of a first-class railway compartment at Pietermaritzburg station because of his skin colour, despite having a valid ticket. This incident sparked a flame in him, a flame that would later ignite the fire of the Indian independence movement. In response to the racial prejudice he encountered, Gandhi developed satyagraha, a philosophy of non-violent resistance. The term satyagraha is a Sanskrit word meaning truth force. It's a method of protest that involves civil disobedience and peaceful resistance to unjust laws. Gandhi believed that truth and love were the most powerful forces for change. In 1894, he established the Natal Indian Congress, an organization aimed at fighting discrimination against Indian traders in Natal. This marked Gandhi's first taste of leadership on a political platform. The Natal Indian Congress mobilized the Indian community for political action for the first time and led the struggle for Indian rights in South Africa. Gandhi's time in South Africa was instrumental in shaping his political ideologies and strategies. The experiences he had, the racial discrimination he faced, and the people he met all played a significant role in shaping the man who would later lead India to independence. It was in South Africa that Gandhi transformed from an unsure, inexperienced lawyer into a political activist and leader who would change the course of history. Gandhi's experiences in South Africa shaped his political ideologies, preparing him for the monumental task that awaited him in India. Gandhi returned to India in 1915, ready to fight for his country's freedom from British rule. It was a pivotal moment in history, a time of turbulence and transformation, and Gandhi was at the heart of it all. Upon his return, Gandhi quickly became involved in the Indian National Congress, a key political organization advocating for Indian self-rule. But Gandhi was not content with mere advocacy. He believed in direct action, and so he catalyzed a series of mass movements that shook the very foundations of the British Empire. The first of these was the non-cooperation movement. In the early 20s, Gandhi urged his fellow Indians to withhold their cooperation from the British government. He asked them to renounce British goods, quit government jobs, and leave British educational institutions. It was a peaceful but potent form of protest, a refusal to perpetuate a system that was fundamentally unjust. Then, in 1930, came the Salt Satyagraha, a brilliant act of civil disobedience against the British salt tax. Gandhi, along with thousands of Indians, marched over 200 miles to the Arabian Sea, where they made their own salt, flouting the oppressive tax laws. This act captured the world's attention, spotlighting the injustices of British rule and rallying international support for India's independence struggle. And finally, in the early 40s, Gandhi initiated the Quit India movement, a clarion call for the British to leave India. It was a bold, uncompromising stance, a demand for immediate independence. The movement was met with severe repression, but it also ignited a fire of resistance that the British could not quell. Throughout these movements, Gandhi remained steadfast in his commitment to non-violence and truth, principles he called satyagraha. He believed that true freedom could only be won through love and understanding, not hatred and violence. And though the path was fraught with challenges, he never wavered from his course. Through his unwavering belief in non-violence and truth, Gandhi became an enduring symbol of the Indian independence struggle. His life and legacy continue to inspire millions around the world, reminding us that even in the face of immense adversity, it is possible to stand up, to resist, and to effect profound change. Despite his monumental achievements, Gandhi led a simple life, dedicated to prayer, fasting, and manual work. His commitment to simplicity and peace was a beacon that guided his every action. But this beacon of peace was extinguished prematurely when, on a chilly evening of January 30th, 1948, Gandhi fell victim to an assassin's bullet. Gandhi's death sent shockwaves around the world. His assassination was not just India's loss, it was a loss for humanity. The world mourned the death of a man who had dedicated his life to the pursuit of truth and non-violence. His funeral procession, a sea of sorrowful faces, stretched for miles, reflecting the deep sense of loss felt by millions. In the aftermath of his death, his teachings of non-violent resistance resonated louder and clearer. Across borders and cultures, Gandhi's ideals found a place in the hearts of those yearning for freedom and justice. His philosophy of satyagraha, or truth force, inspired movements for civil rights and freedom across the world, from the civil rights movement in the United States to the anti-apartheid struggle in South Africa. Today, more than 7 decades after his death, Gandhi's legacy continues to inspire. His teachings, his simplicity, his commitment to truth and non-violence are not just historical footnotes. They are guiding principles for those seeking to create a more peaceful and just world. His image, spinning the charkha or the spinning wheel, has become an enduring symbol of self-reliance and dignity of labor. Mahatma Gandhi, a simple man with an extraordinary vision, continues to inspire millions around the world. His life stands as a testament to the power of peace and non-violence. His story is not just a biography, it is a lesson in humanity, a call to uphold truth and justice, and an inspiration to strive for a world where peace prevails over violence.